Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss derivative of a function. Okay. In the function part we have already discussed or already known about what is function. Function is the relationship between two sets. One is domain and second one is its image. Then how we will define its definition of the derivative of a function. Let's start. We'll In this part we will discuss about the definition of derivative and the notation of derivative. Okay, let's start. In the definition, if f is a real valued function and we are interested to calculate the derivative at a point a, then the derivative is defined by limit h tends to 0 f of a plus h minus f of a divided by h. Okay, this formula is quite complicated to understand. I am going to take easy. Let's understand this in this way. See here, f of a plus h minus f of a. I have already told that f is a real valued function and we are interested to calculate the derivative. Okay, so derivative is nothing but the change. What change? Change of the image. In the numerator part we are seeing that there is a change in the image. F of a plus h is the image at a plus h point or a plus h domain, and f of a is the image at a. Okay, so these two differences of image or two difference of image with respect to its domain. Domain is a plus h minus a, that will be h. Understood? So that change, how will calculate the change? Change is nothing but the output to input. Here output is image and input is domain. So that change will decide the derivative of a function. If function is continuous, then we can define its derivative at a certain point, any point. Here a is the point, you can take any point on that functions. If function is ranging from minus infinite to infinite, or if a function is continuous in between some closed interval, then in that point, in that range, these points should lie. Okay, then that definition will be visualized. Okay, then this definition or this derivative of f of x at a will be nothing but f dash a. Okay, so in the notation part we'll discuss in future, but here we can define a derivative of a function f as f dash for derivative. Okay, so f dash a signifies a function, or it will give a some merit to a function to see the changes of a function, how the function is changing. Okay, if a function is a continuous function, what will be the change? Okay, so that will be the derivative of any function. Then come back to see this function. This formula is for derivative at a certain point. If we will generalize a certain function, let f of x derivative, how you can write, then that point we can write this derivative formula as f dash x will be limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. There f of a plus h, here x plus h. That means that definition will be f dash a, this definition will be f dash x. That means if you are generalizing a derivative of any function f of x, that will be f dash x, then you will put any value here. If you put a value, that formula will be a previous formula. If you put any value 1, 2, any integer or any value, then this formula will replica of this formula. So but here the main keynote factor is limit should exist. Why? Because if limit will not exist, we cannot define a derivative. That part we will discuss in future. Then go back to several notation. In the notation part, we have several notation of derivative. We can define derivative as f dash x. We can define derivative as y prime, as already we have known that y is the some simplified notation of a function. Y is equal to f of x. So you can define y prime or y dash as a derivative, or dy by dx. I remember dy by dx is nothing but dy divided by dx. that should not be the our priority. That division here will not focus on that part. Here dy by dx means, dy means change in function, dx means change in domain. Okay, or df by dx or d by dx f of x. Okay, these are several notation. Well, then we'll move back to come back to geometrical interpretation. So geometrical interpretation is the fundamental part of any mathematics, and derivative is the part of calculus. So let's see how geometrically we can represent a derivative. So here in this graph, x will be the domain, y will be the image, and this function is represented here. So a, we are going to calculate derivative at a certain point a. Then a plus h will be next having some h difference, then a plus h, and accordingly at a, f of a will be there, at a plus h, f of a plus h will be there. Then we have already seen this diagram. Then that difference, f of a plus h minus f of a divided by difference of domain will be h. Okay, then you must have doubt that how that h tends to 0 and why that h tends to 0. See, h tends to 0 means h is the change, small change. H tends to 0 means that change will be very small. If you are going to calculate the derivative at a point a, that means the changes will be a plus 0.0001 and a minus 0.001. In that limit chapter also this concept has illustrated or described in the better way how you can define the limit. Okay, limit only exists if the left hand limit and right hand limit exist, otherwise you cannot define the limit. Okay, so this is the geometrical interpretation, that is why h tends to 0. If h tends to 0, then that changes will be dynamic. Otherwise, if you consider the big changes, then we cannot see the small change of a function. Okay, so this is the geometrical interpretation. In that geometrical interpretation, if we will draw a tangent at a point A, then this tangent meet at a means it will having the positive inclination at psi degree. This is the psi degree. So that psi degree and tan psi will give the derivative at a point A. That means if you are going to calculate certain functions derivative at a certain point, you make a tangent, then that tangent will give you the changes. Okay, or that slope will give you the changes. Okay, that part we will discuss in future. Then let's see how we can derive the derivative of a function y is equal to x square minus 3. It is an example to see how to do the derivative by using fundamental principle of derivative. Our fundamental formula is this one, is fundamental formula. Okay, so by this formula how we can do the derivative. Okay, our formula is what? Function is y is equal to x square minus 3. Okay, so our formula is f limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x by h. Okay, so here y is equal to x square minus 3, then f of x plus h will be whatever x part will be there, that will be replaced by x plus h. Good, then that part will be replaced by x plus h square, minus 3 minus x square minus 3, then it will be cancelled. Then there will be remaining of limit h tends to 0 2x plus h. If h tends to 0, then the derivative will be 2x. That means in a simple word we can define that if y is equal to x square minus 3, then the derivative will be 2x by using fundamental principle. Then let's move to some interesting fact. How? If you are going to calculate the derivative of this function y is equal to x square minus 3 at 2, we can calculate. We can calculate 1, we can calculate at 3, we can calculate at anywhere. That is not an issue. Then if you are going to calculate at 2, then what you will do? Y dash will be 2x, then y dash at 2 will be 2 into 2 equal to 4. Okay, that means simply we can define like this. How? If we have a function and we are going to calculate the derivative at certain point a, then that will be defined by, first you calculate the derivative d by dx of f of x, then at a what will be the value. Okay, so this will be the easy understanding of derivative. If you are given with a function, then you first calculate the derivative, then at a certain point you put the value, then you get the answer of the derivative at certain point. We have several constraints of this derivative. Let's see what are the constraints. Constraint means if a function is continuous, then the function, if a function is having derivative at its domain, then we can say that the function is differentiable. This is a very important factor or very important constraint. A function should be different. You can say function is differentiable at a certain condition. What will be the condition? That condition is it has a derivative everywhere in its domain. Otherwise you cannot say function is differentiable. Then function should be continuous and smooth. This thing I am discussing. Listen, a function is continuous or smooth. What is the meaning of continuous? The meaning of continuous is the function should not have any void space. That means at a certain domain this function should not tend to infinite. Example is, let 1 by x. 1 by x is a function, but at x is equal to 0 function tends to infinite. So you cannot say that the function 1 by x is a continuous function. Okay, or a function is like x square divided by x minus 2. It is a rational function or quotient function. In quotient function, if x tends to 2, this function tends to infinite. Then we cannot say that this function is smooth function or continuous function. So in that case, if you are going to calculate the derivative at a certain interval, it will be calculated. We cannot say that the derivative is exist everywhere. So this should not be our conclusion. Okay, then in that part, in the continuous check or continuity check, we can say that it is done by for any function in the limit concept. How? If you are going to calculate any functions, any function is certain domain, this function will be exist or not, then the left hand limit, that means limit x tends to a minus f of x and limit x tends to a plus f of x equal to limit x tends to a f of x should L. L means any value. That means if you are going to calculate or we are interested to know at a certain domain the function should exist or not, that means that left hand limit means left hand means a plus a minus. Okay, if we are going to we are interested to see any function at 1, okay, at a domain 1, that means 1 minus means 0.99, 0.8, 0.5, all these values should match with 1.001, 1.2, means 1 plus and 1 minus value should match with 1. Then we can say that this function has exist at certain point. Then only if limit exists at certain point, then the derivative also exists. These are interlinked with each other. So don't forget with our concept. Hold the concept. Limit and derivative both are interlinked. Limit always tell about the smoothness or continuous, and derivative will tell about the changes of the function. Okay, then finally we can give the conclusion like this: if limit exists, then derivative also exists. Otherwise you cannot. If limit does not exist, how you can going for calculate derivative? So this thing also remember. Then move to some algebra. Means we have several algebra notation. Same thing also apply derivative. If f and g are two function, then we can, and if they are in their in the definition both are function, f and g are two distinct function like sin x or polynomial function, then if we are going to calculate the derivative, then individually we can calculate. If both are in sum means f of x plus g of x, then we can calculate d by dx of f of x individually for sin x and d by dx of individually for cos x, cos x for polynomial function. So okay, then similarly for difference, if two function are difference, then individually we calculate the derivative and take the difference, we can get the answer. And come back to the third number. Third number is a very important formula, because this is called as Leibniz product rule. So remember, Leibniz product rule we will discuss in future also, future part of derivative. But here this product rule is very important. How? If two functions are in product, let a trigonometric function and polynomial function both are in product, then how to calculate derivative? So here is the formula for you. So if two functions are in product, then you first hold one function f of x and take the derivative of other. Then you add sum, take the other derivative as a constant, then derivative of first function. So this is the formula, d by dx of f of x into g of x in the first part. Then you keep f of x as derivative has done already, and derivative of second one, g of x. Okay, then come back to next important point, that one is derivative of a quotient function. If function is like f of x by g of x, then if you are going to calculate its derivative, then this is the formula. Okay, so denominator, numerator is f of x, denominator is g of x, then g of x into derivative of f of x minus f of x into derivative of g of x divided by denominator square. But here important point is, where there is a quotient function, particularly f of x by g of x, so g of x, when g of x like x plus 1 or x minus 2, then at a point 1 minus 1 or 2, this function will be tends to infinite. So this thing also you have to mention. So denominator should not be non-zero, or denominator non-zero denominator. You should have non-zero denominator for a particular division rule, otherwise you cannot find the derivative. Okay, this is all about today's lesson. All the best.